As in, if it's not RTC, how am I going to put them on the board?
Eight-man lift.
Not non-spinal. Non-RTC. What did you say, Andre?
8-man lift.
8-person lift.
8-person lift.
Sorry. Good. Okay. So, and actually, we still have for you. Okay, so I'm going to show you just the skill of putting on the, of doing a pelvic fraction. Okay. So what we end up doing is, this is what we call an anatomical splint. So we're using body parts as our splinting. And that's going to be the two legs. Okay. All right, so we're going to move your legs together. All right. So we're going to do an ankle. And that's really the only one that we ever do that's that narrow bandage. Everything else is going to be broad. I'll leave your legs down. Okay. Yeah. So we go underneath the body hollows, which is the knees. Just twist it. Another one, this one's going to be thighs. And then this can slide in. And then these ones need one more triangular bandage so I can grab it. You know, this is where I'm going to cheat and show you guys this one. Go inside your shirt. Nope, good.
Notice it's like you're keeping a clean house there, making sure nothing gets twisted.
This is the hope, because you want it as broad as you can get. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this one up. So this is where your helper holding on to the pelvis is going to be your best friend. And this one good. So 1, 2, good. Sorry, my nose is running over here.
Just use the triangle.
What's that? That's right. Okay. So now we're going to get our last one in here for the hips. Okay, good. So one more. Sorry, one more. Ah, there we go. Perfect. Thank you. Okay. Doing those later. My patient needs me. Okay, now with this one here, what we've got is, this is our injury site. Now typically when we bandage somebody or splint them, we go most stable to least stable, right? So typically our rule is we go proximal to the body cord, move out. But with this one, this is my most stable piece of the body. So I'm going to tie this up first. And so we're going to get that helper to help me out with holding the legs.
And the hips.
And oh yeah, the hips still have somebody up there for sure. So we're moving up, and as we go, what tends to happen is that the lower ones can loosen off a little bit. So what you want to do is, as you go up, make sure that the ones below are nice and tight still.
Just keeping an eye on them.
Yeah. The other piece to know here too is I'm showing you skill only here. We would be checking ABCs still every 5 and vitals every 10. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is, depending on the injury, if say we have one side broken, I'm going to tie all my knots over here. I'm going to show you the more difficult of the two, which is where both are messed up. So,
you do all 3 on the opposite side?
no, yeah, if it's only one side that's injured, yeah. So let's say we've exposed this and this is the side that's fractured. All my knots are over here. But if this is a crush or something where both sides are injured, I'm going to alternate my ties. they start to get unhappy with you.
Scale of 1 to 10, this is going to be a 10 on the
Yeah, this is going to be unhappy for sure. So this one can come over here.
If one side is crushed, you tie an opposite end, right?
Yeah. Yeah, this is our worst case where both sides are hooped. And again, just before you tie things on there, if you can get them broad just before you tie, because a lot of times, especially when you pull them under the hips, they tend to go a little narrower on you.
Are you worried about them slipping above the hip?
Yes.
That top bandage you're doing right
Yeah,
now?
yeah. And this one, just I'm going to tie here. I'm just going to check you. Sounds okay. Good. So the idea here is that we start down here, and this one again is now loosened up a little bit on me because I've done the ones above it.
Right.
And again, for the purposes of this, quick demo, we would have shoes and socks off, and after I do all of this, I would be checking circulation in both, doing a comparison, making sure nothing else is presented while I did this anatomical splinting.
Is that on a head to toe?
Well, that would have been done first. This is treatment now, right? So we've done everything else. So now what ends up happening is I reconfirm that all of this is still okay because I've just put a whole bunch of bandages on it.
And just to confirm, this is the non-RTC hip fracture.
Yes.
Okay, so we don't have
This
to
is not
package in
necessary.
15 minutes.
No, this is your 30 minutes. Yeah.
Right on, yeah, I understand.
When it comes to the 8-person lift,
Yeah.
because the hip is normally where you've got a lot of weight and support and stuff like that, are you modifying where you're lifting? Or are you actually
Well, it's still gonna be
supporting?
hollows, just as just as close to the butt as I can get, and then same thing down here. If I can, I may try and get an additional 2. Right? Where can you squeeze them in to attempt to get more people, especially like you say, because it's the middle that's broken, and that hinges with our lift.